Hey, what's up, everybody? Wanted to do another tier list for the OPO2 second set Paramount War. Wanted to hopefully get these videos out daily. Don't want to promise anything, but want to try my best. Hopefully, make it a weekly series where we keep editing the tier list and changing my thoughts and kind of going over it week by week on all these sets. So I wanted to start doing the second one. So let's just go ahead and get started. I think this one is definitely worse than Romance Dawn. Definitely has some really cool artworks, just not near some of the highs that Romance Dawn has. Let's go ahead and get started with the supers. Have Emporio Ivankov. Now I actually do really like this artwork, and I am a pretty big fan of Ivankov. I think he is very important to the story, and can definitely see him doing some crazy stuff in the future. So was 350 back down to 67 cents. You can get any of these super rares for under $1. I'm picking these up, especially this one. Slept on character, really cool artwork, so big fan of that. Next, we will move on to the Monkey D. Luffy Super. Not a fan of this artwork, if I'm being honest. It looks like it's from like a early PlayStation game. The face looks weird. The hair is so spiky. Just does. I don't know. Not a huge fan of it. Was 360 down to 87 cents. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. I'm gonna put that in good deal if I can find it. Put that in good deal just because it's so cheap. But I mean, it is Luffy, but I don't know. Just artworks looks a little off. Now we will do the Kozuki Odin. Pretty cool artwork. Just an issue with One Piece that I talked about in the last one. Just his face just does not look like that in the show or the manga. It just looks completely different. Now, if they were to fix his face, this card would be amazing. But I mean, it just looks so weird. Was $6, back down to $1. I'm gonna put it in a good deal again, just cause it's a little bit weird. If I can find them, jeez. All right. Move on to the Sakazuki. I mean, nothing crazy is going on here. I think they definitely upped the quality of the artwork a little bit from Romance Dawn, and not just the anime characters sitting there and what the style they use in the anime. So at least a little bit, more effort was put into it. Still nothing crazy for $1.50. I'll just put that in good deal. Next we have Magellan. Looks like this is straight out of the Impel Down anime. I mean, it looks like how it did in the anime. It does not look like anything unique. Just took a snapshot, edited it out, and threw it on a card. So I really do like Magellan. Someone was willing to pay $14 for it a little bit less than a year ago. Now it's down to 260. I think it's a little bit overpriced. Just in collecting term, not sure how it is in the TCG, but would not pay that much for a card like that. Now we have Ace. Nothing crazy going on here too. I do like how his fist looks, but pretty basic character underneath it. $4. It's up maybe 50 cents. I'm gonna throw that in slightly overpriced, just because like I said in the last video, I'm not sure how these super rares are gonna hold up in the future. Now we have Kuzan, which is probably one of my favorite characters. He's definitely coming up in the list, especially what's about to go down in the anime. I love his ice hand here. I think they really captured his aura, if you will. Someone was willing to pay about $23 for this card, send about $6. I think this is actually a good deal. I would not be too mad paying this. This looks pretty cool. Really, really good artwork here, especially on that super rare. Now we have the Nami. Not a really good artwork. I think this is just ripped straight from Film Red promotional material. Not too much effort put in here. Don't really like her outfit all that much. For $6, it is a Nami card. Someone paid $40 for it. Would not be me. Not paying $6 for it. Maybe $3, but yeah, not right now. Move on to the Edward Newgate. Not a fan of this art style. His face looks fine, but I don't know. It's just yeah. Nothing really to say about that one. Kind of mid for $7. I would not pay that for that. Still a decent artwork though. I think we're finishing it off with the Borsalino. Pretty sure this card's just playable. Can't imagine anyone's paying $14 for Borsalino. Yeah, especially if someone's paying $50 for it. Overpriced for sure, but not a terrible artwork. Just kind of basic. I think, probably on that $2-3 level. But I'm pretty sure that's all the super rares we have, so we will go ahead and move on to the big boys with all the artwork, alternate arts and whatnot. Starting us off with Masked Deuce. This is a garbage card, and I would never pay any more than $1 for it. Unrecognizable character, terrible art. Would be pissed off if I pulled this. I'm just gonna put it in good deal just because it's only $2, but do not ever see this card being more than $5. Just because, who cares about this guy? Move on to the Uta Secret. I actually do really like this card. I'm a pretty big Uta fan. I think they did hide the super rare border pretty well, and artwork's pretty cool, and only about $360. So I'd put that I'll put that in good deal. Nothing crazy is going on with it, but can't go wrong with it. So put us to the Garp altar. I think this is super slept on. Garp being such a big character that he is, this artwork is really, really good. I love the smoke coming off him. I think he's about to do his battleship attack or whatever he's about to do in the anime. I think that's what he's doing here. For $650, I think that is a great deal, and would love to pick up a whole page of that if I could, just because of how cheap it is. Moving on to Little Sadie. This one, I'm pretty surprised it's this cheap, being what kind of card it is. It used to be 46, makes a lot more sense. Definitely pretty freaky, but I'd be fine paying $670 for it. Definitely see the waifu factor coming in here. Not the most popular character by any means, but some people like these kind of cards, so put that in good deal or great deal. Next we got the Ivankov alt art. I actually really do like this alt art. I do wish they used his female form a little bit more, just because I don't know, his male form looks a little goofy, but still cool artwork nonetheless. I really like the colors they used on it. So I'll put that in for $7. Yeah, I'll keep that in good deal for now, and we'll just keep an eye on it. Have the Odin alt art. Huge fan of this card. His face is just a little bit off. I don't know, his nose is just a little bit longer, but I think they definitely killed it with this one. Coming down from 38 to $7. Well, we're sleeping pretty heavy on these. Be very happy paying $7 for that. Have the Monkey D. Luffy alt art. Definitely a lot better than the super rare. See where he was at. Someone paid about $50 for him, down to less than 10. It's Luffy. I mean, I see Luffy being like the Charizard of One Piece, so I mean, for $10, can't go wrong with that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that up in, if I can find it. Oh, I actually use that one. Which one did I need to use? So we're gonna put him in great deal, and then the super rare, I'm gonna keep in good deal. But yeah, I would definitely like to pick this up. His face looks pretty good on this one, so pretty big fan of it. Finished off this page with the Buggy alt art. I think they killed it with this one. I'm a huge Buggy fan. Loved him in Impel Down, and really cool artwork here for $10. Peaked at 43. I would be happy paying $10 for this, so definitely would pick that up. Go on to the main page now. Start with Sakazuki alt art. I don't know why they have him in this freaking pose. I don't think he ever did this pose in the anime. It's a little bit out of character for him. Face looks super derpy. I don't know. It's a weird one. I would not have paid $42 for it. Would not pay $11 for it, so I'm gonna put that in slightly overpriced. I can see him, picking up popularity once he actually does something in the manga, but for now, I think it's a little bit too expensive. Move on to the Magellan. I actually really do like this artwork. I'm a huge Magellan fan. I love how pissed off he looks, and his purple dragons. They did a really good job with this one. Pretty cheap as well, and is going up after the dip, and someone was willing to pay $46 for it. So pretty cool card. I'm gonna put him in. He's kind of on the border of great deal, good deal. I'm gonna put him in good deal just because I know some people aren't the biggest fans of Magellan, but I think he's pretty cool. So I'd be happy paying that much for him. Moving on to the Uta. Now, they completely destroyed this card. This card is amazing other than her face. And like I've been saying, they've been messing these faces up. This looks nothing like Uta. If she looked anything like her, this card would be $100-$200 card in my opinion. But gosh, she just does not look like that. Still only $13. Is coming up pretty good. Coming about $2. Was 43. I still think it's a great deal. It's just a little bit, I don't know, her face looks a little bit off. And maybe that's just me. Maybe a lot of people probably wouldn't care, but yeah, if we're disregarding that, this card is beautiful. Sticks out too. Really unique card. Move on to the Kuzan Secret Rare. I also really like this artwork of him too, using the post time skit outfit, and I don't know, it's nothing too crazy, but I don't mind it. Definitely would not have paid $32 for it, but 18 is still a little bit high. I'll probably wait and see if that gets to about 10 before I pick it up. Yeah, pretty interesting. Move on to the Nami alt art. Probably one of the worst arts we've gotten. Looks like they threw this up in 2 minutes and Photoshop and called it a day. I mean, again, just another film red, poster material artwork. They just copy pasted onto the card. Is Nami though? That's why it is still so much, but one of the worst artworks. Paying $70 for this is insane. I am super glad a lot of these cards are dropping down, because paying $70 for this is completely bonkers. 1950. Slightly overpriced. I think like the Kuzan I just talked about. I think it should be about $10 in my opinion. Moving on to the Marco alt art. I think I'm actually a pretty big fan of this one. I really like Marco as a character. Oh, the colors for him are always going to be great just because of the blue and yellow they use. It looks great on any Marco card. They did a fantastic job with this one. Pretty cheap too, only $20. I'll put it in. I'll put it in good deal. Just keep an eye on it. Next we got the Luffy alt art. Definitely tried a little bit harder than with the Nami one. Actually got an artist to make this. Pretty cool. I do like the impact area around his fist here. I don't really like the fit. I don't the Pirates has a little too much for me. But still pretty cool artwork nonetheless. Definitely dot drip down. $20. I think that's a pretty good deal. I'd be happy paying that. Um, but definitely want to keep an eye on it though. I think this is a card that could potentially drop even further, but for now I'd still be happy paying that much for it. Got our first leader with Zephyr from Film Z. Haven't gotten around to watch that movie yet, but I definitely do like his design and what I know about him. And $25 for leader alt art. I mean, definitely not one of the more known characters, but was $78, $25. I mean, I think that's a pretty good deal. Got the Kinemon leader. Not a big fan of this card. I'm pretty sad they used such a goofy picture for Kinemon. Kinemon had so many cool panels in the manga. I don't know why they chose such a goofy one, but nonetheless, not a big fan of the green cards. Paying $73 for it, down to 26. Probably wouldn't want to pay more than $20 for it, so wait for that one to drop down a little bit more. Newgate alt art. Nothing crazy going on. I think they definitely fumbled with this one, just throwing a manga sketch on there. They could have done a lot more with Newgate. Coming up a little bit, $29. I mean, it is Whitebeard. Me personally, I would only really want to pay about 25 at the most for it right now, but maybe that's just me. Got two separate Kuzan artworks. Both are kind of mid in my opinion. Was about 60 down to 31. I honestly like, in my opinion, I think the super rare is better than both of these ones, so I'm gonna put both in slightly overpriced for now. I do like the navy outfit. This one definitely, I haven't seen it in person, but the texture on this one could be pretty cool. I can only imagine that's why it's more expensive than the other one. Could be pretty cool. I'd have to see it in person. So I mean, if the texture is pretty good on it, I wouldn't mind paying 34 for it, but have to see it in person first. I'm still gonna put it in slightly overpriced just because the artwork itself isn't anything too crazy. Got the Magellan leader. Big fan of these purple leaders. I really like the color on it. Magellan, really cool character. I'll love this manga sketch of him. And for 35, I wouldn't mind paying for it. I think it's a pretty cool looking leader, so I'll throw that up in good deal. Got the Ace parallel. This set's just so it's so lazy. There's most of these artworks are just manga artworks thrown off the cards, but I mean, such a classic pose from Ace. Really great artwork anyway. Background's pretty terrible though. I mean, Just the dotted color gradient. Yeah, not sure. I wouldn't really want to pay 45 bucks for this. I mean, it is Ace, but a little bit steep there. I'm gonna throw that in overpriced for now. Just don't want to be paying that much. Got the Borsellino alt art. I believe this is also from Film Red. Might be wrong on it, but I know he hits this pose. But I do really like Borsellino as a character, but he just does not look. This is not a glamorous angle. I do really like the background on it though, but just him himself is a little bit weird on there. 45. Know that he's a playable character, so I'm very certain he'll drop. So I will just keep an eye on him. Sanji leader, I think, in my opinion, I think this is on par, if not better, than the Zora leader from Romance Dawn. So I am very surprised that this is only 47 bucks. Maybe he's just not playable, but I would be very, very happy paying that. And I could see him holding that value, if not tripling, quadrupling the value in a few years' time. So, especially since he's a straw hat and whatnot. So, keep an eye on him. Move on to Garp, another leader that I'm a really, really big fan of. I'm usually not too keen on the leaders, but was 118 bucks, can get it now for 48, and has gone up a significant amount after all the dips. Beautiful black border here with the red. They chose a great picture for Garp. I think it really captures, the character in itself. I believe this is the panel of him after watching Ace die, so really, really classic panel here. Definitely would be happy picking this up for 48 bucks. I'm going to throw that in great deal. Got the Vankov leader. This one kind of sucks too. It's just his face on a card. I mean, it's really nothing crazy, and especially since that alt art was so low, I'm pretty surprised it's ahead of Sanji and Garp. I'm gonna throw that in overpriced. I would not be paying 62. I think it should be around the same price as Zephyr, like 25 bucks, but it's probably playable. That's why it's that high. Moving on to Smoker, another one where I'm questioning the artwork they chose. There are so many cool Smoker panels, but they chose one of the earliest shots we got from him. And with the obviously One Piece started coming out in like the 90s, so art style is a little bit outdated. Still, classic, but not what we want to be seeing on modern trading cards. I think they definitely could have used a lot better artwork for this. Setting around 65. Do really like the black border on it though, but I'm going to put him in slightly overpriced. I think he still should be about a $50 card. Move on to the most expensive leader, Edward Newgate, and probably, in my opinion, one of the worst leaders in the set. I mean, I just don't think the colors really match here. I mean, I know it's all for the game and whatnot, but the colors are super, they clash a lot. I don't know. I do really like Whitebeard, but 116 bucks for him. Not really wanting to pay that, but I'm gonna put that in overpriced. Moving on to the manga, one of my, definitely one of the better mangas we've gotten of Ace. Really, really great character, great panels they chose for it. So definitely dropped down. Was sitting at 1100, back down to almost 900. Like I said in the first video, all these mangas are forever and ever going to be out of my price range, but for 900, I'd still pick them up just because I have pretty good faith that these mangas are going to do some crazy things in the future. So put them there. Last but not least, we will rate the booster box itself. I think all of the One Piece booster boxes are great deals right now. I would love to pick up a booster box that was $400 2 months ago for less than half the price. I mean, these booster boxes definitely have the chance of getting back up there, but everyone's freaking out about these reprints and selling off. So if you can get your hands on one for about 160, that's a fantastic deal for one of these. And definitely one of the weakest sets, but I mean, still, it's the booster box itself. I think all of these booster boxes are going to be pretty valuable in the future. But that wraps it up pretty much. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow talking about OPO3. But for now, that's all I got for this one. So pretty happy with the list. Tell me what you think in the comments. But yeah, I guess I will be seeing y'all tomorrow.